I traded a perfectly running and driving mini bike for this pile of garbage and that pile of garbage. So the mini bike that I traded my perfectly running mini bike for is a Monster Moto 80cc mini bike. It looks like it's in fairly decent shape for what it is. The engine could probably need a lot of work. I wasn't able to get it started when he first got it here, when the guy delivered it, so the main focus on this video is going to be trying to get that thing running. The throttle cable is seized, and the brake cable is also seized. So I ordered those parts on Amazon. They should be coming here in the next couple of days. So I should be able to get this thing up and running just as good as the last one I just sold. As far as this Frankenstein of a three-wheeler, on the other hand, it's going to take a lot more work to get this thing running than it will the mini bike. This is essentially a 150cc scooter frame that was cut, and I don't even want to know what that front end is, but they were basically merged together, welded together. Got a nice little angle iron for the foot pegs. It does come with a nice little, bracket for the engine, which isn't going to fit the engine that I was given. But it's going to be really interesting to see what this thing actually drives like. It's got a suspension, it's got this rear shock, and it's got these front shocks. Looks a little weird the way that front tire is mounted on there, but honestly it sits nice and level, and it's aligned pretty good. Can even put a little license plate on it, like look at that. So actually the goal for this is for me to slap I was thinking a 600cc motorcycle engine on here. That might just be too much of a death trap though. If I can't find one, I might just put a pit bike or maybe even another 150cc scooter engine on here, because the engine that I was given, which I was told not much about, other than it being a 10 horsepower engine, that is very heavy. It's cast iron, and cast iron and aluminum. I don't think, like when I put that on this frame, it gets extremely heavy. So I don't know. That's going to be another project though. I'm going to see if I can get that running. But yeah, I just don't think that's going to go on the three-wheeler. Personally, I think I should keep this thing a little lighter. Well, maybe I should make it heavy because it's a three-wheeler, Balance on these things are garbage. But that's yet to be determined. Look, it comes with a nice little throttle tube already. Got another grip on there. That'll probably all be changed. Front brake barely works. So yeah, there'll be a lot of work coming down the pipeline for that project. But the main goal of this video is to get this bad boy started. See if we even have any, potential here to get this thing started. So I'm going to go ahead and get that engine off, and then I will meet you over at my temporary makeshift workbench so we can get this thing running. All right, after some much pain and suffering with the mini bike, I finally got the engine off. It was a little harder than I thought because a lot of the bolts and everything were rusted on. There's also mismatching bolts and nuts, so that was also great. Yeah, let's get started on this thing, I guess. So first thing I noticed is the pull cord is not the best. It's not in the best shape. It doesn't retract all the way. We should be able to fix that, no problem. Without throwing the engine all over the place, let's see if I can test that we have compression. We definitely have compression. It's a little tight, but we're getting caught up on something. There we go. We have compression. All right, that's the most important thing right there. Not the most important thing, but it's a very important thing, obviously, for the engine to start. So now that we verified that we have compression, we'll go ahead and verify that we have spark. So I'm going to go ahead and take the spark plug. Oh, nice. All right, we're going to take the spark plug out. It might be helpful if I take out this, take off the gas tank, but we're not going to do that because we're lazy around here, right? We're gonna get our nice Pittsburgh sockets. Let me make sure I got the right one. Yeah, we're looking at possibly blue. You know what? All right, we're taking tank off. That's the best way to do this. That looks like an 8mm bolt holding that together. I don't think I got sockets that go that small, so 8mm wrench it is. Don't prove me a liar, don't prove me a liar. Aha, all right, it was definitely 8mm. All right, let's take this off. Although these things don't like to fit in here either. I might have to disassemble the entire engine here. Just for the fuel tank, you know? There we go. Oh yes, bust a knuckle. We love it. Okay, I'm gonna take these off. At least loosen them to where you can get them off with your fingers. And again, let's make sure we're reminded here that I am not a professional in any means. I'm not a mechanic. I just like to mess around with things. Oh no, we lost it. There it is. All right. I got this handy dandy magnetic tray. Very handy for projects like these. Again, as I was saying, I'm not a professional by any means, so please do not expect high quality from me. I will do things that will probably make you guys cringe. So, well, you seasoned mechanics out there and people that know what they're doing. Yeah, let's go. Okay, we got 2 of these bolts out. I'm gonna have to grab a pair of vice grips because I don't have a way of shutting or closing the fuel lines off so that we don't leak fuel. If there even is fuel in this bad boy. Alright, so it looks like there's 2 there. Let's turn this bad guy around. Also, don't mind my commentary. I feel as if I probably should have paid attention a lot more in public speaking class because I say a lot of ums and uhs and things like that. Hopefully, as time goes on, that gets better. I'm sure you guys don't want to listen to that. Okay, Let's see if we can sneak this guy up in here. Very bad place for this bolt to be sitting. I'm gonna have to pull the carburetor off. Anyways, I'm sure. That's another thing I need to get. I need to get a one of those. What are they called? Ultrasonic cleaners. Hello. Good sir, would you like to cooperate for me? Oh. Okay, this is proving to be a little more difficult than I thought. Hold that. Okay. Oh dear. All right. Also, these fuel lines look like they could probably use a little bit of attention as well. You know what? Hold that thought. Aha. All right, I got my needle nose and this very safe container to hold my gas in. We are going to take the fuel line off of the gas tank. Again, who put this clip here? Whoever put this clip here did not have any consideration for people who would have to work on these things. Oh, come on. Give me a second. We're gonna get it. 2 hours later. Oh, that's nice. That whole thing's almost just popped right off. All right. Let's drain whatever nasty fuel is in this thing. You know, I hope you guys can even see the video right now, honestly. Did not take that into consideration where I placed my phone. That is my camera. Because we broke around here, you know? We don't got money to be spending, thousands of dollars on... Oh.
Well, there's no fuel. All right. I know what's wrong with it. Ain't got no gas in it. Anywho's. Okay then. Let's see if I have better access now to get this nice little bolt off. Oh my Lanta, it is stuck on there. Come on. Man, if only my impact was not dead right now. And I had a socket that was small enough. Man, I really need to get more tools, huh? Alright, the whole video is going to be me fighting with this big bolt here. Hello. I already got 2 off, so I might as well continue this project. Alright, if you could kindly cooperate and move over there, please. What is going on? Okay. Our 8mm doesn't seem to be working. This bolt may be stripped. Why wouldn't it be, you know? Ah, come on. Get off of there. I wasn't expecting to come across this much trouble with just getting the fuel tank off. Yeah, you know? You know what? I got something for it. Hold on. Alright, Walmart coming in clutch with these tools that I got yesterday. Like I said, we ain't got no money around here. The other thing that I was going to mention, I knew I did. Look at that. I'm a genius. I did get smaller sockets. Yeah, as I was going to say, the other thing that I was going to mention was that I live right behind a drag strip. So every weekend during the spring and summer, all the way up until September, I think, every Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, they are racing from sun up to sundown pretty much. And honestly, nice. Honestly, one of my goals is to build a car, a drag car. But we ain't there yet. I mean, look at me. I'm struggling just to get these small engines figured out. Hopefully I have the right size here too. Hold on. You guys are doing a lot of holding. All right. 8 milli, 8 milli, 8 milli. Aha! We have an 8. Come on. We have an 8 milli. See, what do you fit on there? It does. Be right back again. Pittsburgh socket coming in clutch. See, look at that. When you have the right tools for the job. Wait a minute.
Approximately 10 hours later.
Oh, come on, would you? Now I should be able to get this on here. Just pop that baby out that way. There we go. Now we're cooking with gas. Alright. Now this bad boy should pop right off. Look at that. We got ourselves a gas can. Tank. Not a can. Okay. Now we got access to the head here. Oh, these are where the valves are sitting. Okay. We need a socket for the spark plug. Perfect. Watch, I'm talking to myself right now and I'm not even recording. Let me confirm that I'm actually recording here. Oh, I am. Nice. All right. How embarrassing of me. All right. Let's get the Sparky boy off. Wait a minute. This is not even. It wasn't even on there very good. There we go. Oh, dear heavens. Okay. Look at that. Something ain't right with that. And not only that, that gap is really small there. I'm going to end up cleaning that up. But for the time being, let's check to see if we even have spark. You may not be able to see this. This is the sketchy way to do this. Shocked myself plenty of times. Okay. How do you hold said engine down? Oh, yeah. We got juicy spark. Also, a lot easier to turn this when the spark plug is out, because you don't have that compression building up in the chamber there. So, yeah, we definitely got spark. So, this is looking promising. We have spark. I'm going to clean that up, get a nice little wipe down, maybe re-gap that spark plug. Okay. And then, other than that, oh, let's turn the fuel off here. Go ahead and get this carburetor off. Take a look at that. Let's take this off. Okay, and it just looks like it's two, let me guess, 8mm bolts again. Yep, that's right. You know, I like it when they use the same bolt size for a lot of the different components and nut size, because a lot of times there's different sizes and you're constantly switching back and forth between sockets, which is never fun. We just want to pop this bad boy off. We have to disassemble the throttle there, which that'll be fun, but it should be pretty easy. As long as we don't lose that screw, the spring. Where was I here? Oh, there we go. See, like I said, I can't even speak properly. I'm over here calling a spring a screw. Stumbling over my own words. What's going on? It's one of those days. Come on. Come on. There we go. We got her. Jeez. Man. There we go. Now this whole thing should pop off now. Let's take this spring out and this throttle cable, which this should just pop up. Right here. Well, first of all, that can come off. Oh no. I don't know what this was for. That's great. Oh, luckily I see this. Okay. It looks like some sort of spacers. Looks like that. Looks like that was supposed to stay on there and not come off. What do you know? Look at that. Well, may need a new carburetor at some point in the future. And we'll get that. Alright, spring came off. Now this whole thing should come off. Let's go ahead and put this engine back here to the side for now. Look how crusty that carburetor is. Alright, we're going to go ahead and drain out the bowl here. We got a lot of cleanup work to do. That should be a nice little... Find the right... Man, I got butterfingers. Oh no. Hold on. There we go. We're back. Oh, is that the wrong size? Looks like it's the right size. Should be the right size. Okay, we're gonna crack open this carburetor. Man, don't get Walmart sockets. I mean, unless you're balling on a budget like I am, but they don't even stay on the thing there. Okay, we're going to drain this out. Boy, was I mistaken. All right. Let me guess, it's a 10. It's always the 10. And the 10's always the one that goes missing. There we go. It was a 10. I apologize. You guys got to watch this Neanderthal here work on engine. Oh yeah. Let's get that off. Alright, that was the drain plug for the carburetor. And let's get the actual main part that holds it together off. Oh my god, that's on there tight. I wish I had one of those fancy ultrasonic cleaners. That way I could take the bowl off. Puff, puff, pass. That gasket, ooh, that gasket looks like it's seen better days. And guess what? We don't do things proper around here, so I'm not getting a new gasket for that. This carburetor is probably gonna end up going in the trash after I'm all done with it. Get yourself some paper towels. You know, there's not a lot of gunk in there. That's all like, you know, the chipping of the chrome there, but you didn't just see that. You did not just see that. Okay. All right. On that note, I mean, our float looks decent. Our needle, there's the jet in there, the main jet. I can take that out. Let me grab a screwdriver. Let me grab an extra screwdriver just in case. I always need one. All right, take this bad guy out, this bad boy out. All right, main jet coming out. Maybe. Should just hold on. I say that a lot. Hold on. Ooh, we got some gook coming out of that. This definitely needs cleaned. I have carb cleaner. That's what I'm gonna have to use for now, since I don't have a better parts cleaner. But that should be on the way soon. Well, hello, are you not going to cooperate for me? All right, looks like I don't know what I'm doing. Hold on. Okay, that should be, there we go. Now we're cooking. There's our jet. Honestly, doesn't look too shabby at all. Okay. Other than that, we look to be pretty good other than it being dirty. So you know what? You guys hold that thought. I'll be right back after I'm done cleaning this. I apologize, my phone died. So while my phone was charging, I went ahead and I cleaned up the carburetor, put that back together. Seems to be working pretty good now. So there's that. Actually, I didn't put this back together yet, so let me do that. Why do I feel like I'm missing a piece here? Okay, maybe it goes together like this. My son's in the background. He's done from his, woke up from his nap, so if you hear him and he's loud, I apologize. But we're just gonna go ahead and get this all set up here. If I can even get that bag in. It's gonna take me a little bit. All right, we're gonna mess with that later. But anyway, aside from that, I tried to fix the pull start. I greased it up. However, I mean, it pulls easier now, but the rope did not want to go all the way back in. I'm not entirely sure how to fix that, I'm not gonna lie. So I will be doing some YouTubing myself. And if worse comes to worse, I may end up having to get a new one. I'm sure there's a way to do it though. I also cleaned up the spark plug. As you can see, it's a lot nicer than what it looked like. And I went and sanded the point a little bit so that I gotta get all that carbon buildup off. So we can go ahead and put that back in here, back in the engine now, like so. A lot of loud noises in the background, I apologize. I'll eventually end up getting a mic so I can cut out all the background noise. But, you know, when you're first starting out a YouTube channel, you gotta work with what you got, so that's all I got. Alright, that's there. Oh God, I'm starting to look at pieces and be like, oh, what did that go to? Never a good sign. Okay. Gonna get the spark plug back in. The spark plug, you just tighten it, and you don't go overboard. Literally just tighten it until it sits in there pretty nice, and then you're good. I should have probably confirmed that I still had spark, but you know what? I have faith in my capabilities here. So there's that. That's back together. The carburetor's back together. All we need to do now is drain the oil out, which is right here. This little plug right here. Drain the oil out, and then put some fresh new gas, fresh oil in it, and we should be ready to cruise. Other than the fact that I need new throttle and new brake line, so can't really go anywhere with it today. But at least I can verify that this thing runs and it's cleaned up and it's nice. You know what I mean? So let me get this taken care of. You're going to need, for this motor, it looks like you're going to need an 11mm socket for this drain bolt. Okay, hold on. Alright, maybe not an 11. Thought it was an 11. You know what? It's probably a 10. Just like everything else is on here. Yep, that's what it is. It's a 10. Okay, we're going to go ahead and get this cracked open. Oh, goodness gracious, hold on. It's going to take me a little bit to get it cracked. Oh, man. Hold on. Ah! Busted my knuckle again. Alright. Edge of the workbench. Alright, what's going on, buddy? You coming to watch me fail miserably? So we look to be good here. Let's go ahead and put our drain bolt back in. Our plug back in. Alright, boom, boom, boom. Look at that deliciousness. That's what oil should look like, right? Recommend 10W30 and others, depending on the weather, 5W30. Right now it's summertime, so 5W30 Pennzoil do the trick. I mean, this is a motor that we don't really care about anyway, right? But we gotta make sure there's some sort of lubrication. And I'm just gonna eyeball it because I have no idea how much oil this thing takes, but we don't want to go overboard with it. We got some seepage here. Probably use a little bit more in there, huh? Oh geez. Alright, I'm making a mess. That should be good, honestly. Eyeball method works pretty well. You got a good bit in there. Okay. I'll have to dispose of all this oil later. Okay. So now we got fresh oil in it. And we gotta put the gas tank back on. My son is eating rocks right now and laughing. Gotta love it. Alright, so now that's all back together. Honestly, let's just put this back together real quick. Hopefully I can without breaking it. It's kind of hard to take off, if I remember correctly. I don't remember how I took it off. Come on. How did this come off like that? Alright, so let's just push it forward. Oh, come on. We also don't want to break this spring here. Come on. Man, that thing is a pain in the butt to get back on. Okay. Needle nose it is. Gives you better leverage. So you can just pop it in there. There we go. Take our spring. Luckily the spring and everything is in good shape. Sometimes these things, when they get old and nasty, they just break. Verify the throttle's working, as you can see. Okay, last thing to do is put some fresh gas in it and give it some cranks. And honestly, I have faith that this is going to work pretty well. Got fresh oil in it, clean up the spark, clean up the carburetor. Everything should be good to start now once I put some fresh gas in it. So let me go ahead and clean up a little bit, and then we'll get some gas in it and we'll get her fired up.
And there we have it. Literally right after I stopped the video, it started right up. It smells really bad. Real bad. But honestly, not too shabby. Now the real question is, how do I turn it off with no kill switch? Let's shut the fuel off. Oh wow. Alright, so that was choke. It's got some power. She should die momentarily since I turned the fuel off, so give it a minute. Man, I don't think I should be breathing in these fumes right now. This is bad. The fumes that are coming out of this exhaust right now are freaking toxic. Hold that thought. So it dawned on me last second I could just disconnect the spark plug and it'll turn off. I tried putting the kill switch on it real quick. That did not work. So now that I know the kill switch doesn't work, I have to figure that out because there is no kill switch on this thing. Yeah, it's gas. But yeah, she works. Kind of a long video for what that was, but I've struggled a little bit. But anyway, I'm gonna put this back together, and hopefully within the next couple days or so, we should have a fully functioning mini bike. And once that's all done, I can I'll make a video or something on how to connect the throttle up and the brake lines, which is common sense. I mean, even people who don't know can kind of figure it out just from judging, you know, where they were when you took the engine off. But yeah, that should be it for now. Thanks for sticking around as long as you did. If you have stuck around to this point, feel free to leave a comment. Tell me how terrible of a job I did, and like and subscribe. Thank you.